I'm going to give an overview here of the One for All amplified outdoor aerial. You can just see it here. It comes in this presentation box. This aerial actually, the gain on it's so high, it's actually 36 dB gain when it's fully amplified. Means that this aerial at a lot of locations will actually work quite well inside as well. And I've just set it up this way to give the demonstration of it, the fact that it's actually relatively stable standing by itself. So let's look at what comes in the kit. So it's not just the aerial, in fact it's a complete kit here. So for installations here you'll actually have everything you need. So we have the aerial thing here, which we'll talk about at length later, but we'll start off here and we have these two U-bolts and clamping brackets here, and we'd use those if we're clamping it onto a pole or a bracket or maybe a balcony. We could come along then and we have the nuts that go with it. With the screws and bolts that we'd use here, screws and plugs here that would use if we're bolting this onto an outside wall. Then demonstration of that is actually given on the box itself. We can see here we just have a brick wall where we've actually screwed it directly in. So that would be represented maybe if outside of a house or an apartment block, something like that. And you can see here that a lot of apartment blocks have very strict regulations in terms of putting up satellite dishes and that. But this is so compact you'd have no difficulty getting away with it. It'd be almost invisible. Now the reason that we like this kit, by the way, so much is simply because it's so effective because of the high dB gain on it. And in the test that we actually did in this, I'll just digress for a moment, we were able to get this, we're about 80 to 90 kilometers from the nearest transmitter, but just standing outside and holding this aerial unpowered over our heads, it would work perfectly. And if you put the amplifier on it, with the power unit here, the signal levels are absolutely fantastic. And it would actually mean that in good reception areas where you're much closer to the transmitter, you'd have no difficulty getting this to work with the power unit in an inside location. So just to complete my overview here, we have additional adapter here to convert coaxial input to F-type. I don't think you'd actually ever use that, but it's there anyway. We have a power unit here, and we have this amplifier here, which we're going to add on to boost the signal. I'll demonstrate that in use in a while. And then we have a cable here, 6 meters long, and on one end of it we have an F-type connector which will connect to the aerial, and on the far end we have a coaxial connector that connects directly to the TV itself. So let's just look at the aerial itself here, and then we'll actually give a demonstration of how we'd set this up. So the first thing I'm going to say here is that you can see it's in a standing state here as if we were using it indoors. If I turn this over, we'll see there's an F-type connection here on the bottom. Okay, so what I'll do here is I'm just going to screw in this F-type cable connection here. And what we're going to do next here is we just push this adapter on here, and it'll actually just watertight it, okay, for outdoor use. So that's a first part of the design that's quite good. In terms of we could stand it up like this if we were mounting it indoors, but if we're mounting it outdoors, if we had a scenario where we have a bracket that's on the wall and we want to come along, we can adjust this and we can have the aerial pointing this direction here. And you can imagine there, if you actually had that there mounted on, you could be using the U-bolts I demonstrated earlier. But just say we wanted to point the aerial 90 degrees from there, what we could actually do is we could add in this extra bracket here, and it'll just twist the direction of the aerial 90 degrees, but while still mounting it off the same bracket. So that's an added extra there, and quite a nice feature of the design. So I've just put this aerial down for a moment. I'll just move on to the far end. If we thought we'd get away or we're getting very good reception with an unpowered aerial, we could simply come along and power this directly off the TV and push it straight in like that. If we felt we needed a boost, what we can use is we can use this amplifier which comes as part of the kit, and as one end of it says 2 amp, so we simply push this in here. We connect the power unit here, just push that in, and then what we can do is we can actually push this end directly into the back of the television as an input into it, and now we're getting full 36 dB gain out. There's a user manual that comes in as well, but basically what I'm showing in the demonstration video here is, so most indoor aerials or compact aerials just don't give a good dB gain. They're just don't work well. This one is definitely different. You know, we test all these things before we do it, and we actually set this up in a meter outside, all the rest of it, and within 60 seconds we had a perfect picture coming up on our terrestrial meter, and ran it into the television then, and it worked extremely well for us. So that's it anyway, an overview of the One for All amplified outdoor aerial, which is suitable for both outdoor use and also in certain locations for indoor use as well.